Okay, so here's my updated strategy that I am starting to see really good success about. And perhaps the most important thing is that it's making my brain feel happy while doing it. So I still go when I get something wrong that I know I should know by now, but this process is helping me get past that. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I do in just a second. But yes, first I wanted to mention that really in the previous video, I talked about how to make your first 50 cards, how to go ahead and pick verbs. Make sure you're picking verbs over just like the apple or the book, like he reads, she eats, things like that. You want to be able to memorize as many verbs right off the bat, the sooner the better, as quickly as possible, because that is going to help you and propel you forward and make you able to create more advanced sentences that are going to make you feel like, wow, I'm really getting this. I can actually do this. This is incredible. I'm excited. And that's what we want. We want to build on the excitement and we want to keep moving forward and feel good about what we're doing and not feel like, oh, I can't do this. Oh, I'm just not made for this. Like, no, your brain is made for learning languages. Your brain is designed specifically to learn new languages. That is the thing that we as humans do. Okay, dogs, they're born basically knowing how to dig. Apes are more or less able to climb trees from birth. You know what I mean? Like, these are things that they just naturally know how to do. Of course, they learn them and get better at them, much like babies, infant humans are not initially very good at speaking things, but they naturally learn to speak, they naturally learn language most of the time. Obviously, some children have arrested development in that area, but even they, with the arrested development, get past it with the right training and the correct environment in which to learn. So basically, yes, I am, as you well know, I take my 50 cards, I set my timer. I like to time myself. I just want to know how long I'm taking. And maybe you don't want to count how many right and wrong answers you're getting. Maybe you don't care about that too much, but you are on a timetable. You're like, okay, I got 20 minutes. I got 30 minutes. Cool, set a timer, you know? And then go through the cards one time. Yes, no, wrong, right, wrong, right, right, wrong, right, wrong. Okay? Go through it one time. Then go through it a second time. Maybe do a lap on the timer so that you know. That second time, you're going to go through it again and make a separate yes pile. So you're not dirtying up your initial. You want to know, you want to see how many you got right initially. And then the second time you're going around now, yes, no, right, wrong, right, wrong, right, wrong. Cool. Now we're going to go through it a third time. And each time it gets a lot faster because A, we've already seen these cards, even though they are cards that are giving us trouble, technically. They're the most difficult parts of the test that we're going through right now. Even though that's the case, we're going to be going through them very quickly. Now, sometimes you might want to stop for a moment. You might want to actually slow your pace a little bit and like really think about something and like, oh, I know this. Oh, what does this mean? What does this mean? That's cool. Or you can be like, nope, didn't come to me immediately. Boop, wrong, because I'll go back through it. And then you could actually do like a fourth yes no pile if you want to do it a little quicker. I like to stop, let myself think, kind of imagine the things and say, all right, how do I say this? I know how to say this. How am I using this word in a situation that I can imagine? Like, I drink. Okay, I drink a lot of water, you know? So you can stop and think about it or you can move quickly. So anyway, first lap, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Second lap, separate yes pile, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Go through it a third time, new yes pile, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And then at the very end, you're going to have those final no's. They will probably be very few, at least your third, fourth day into doing this. And that's going to feel good that there's not a lot of Not a lot of things that you're just not remembering at all how to say. Then you can actually, if you have time, and if you're kind of doing the quicker method, go through those again and do another pile. Typically, by the time I get to the third lap, I have like one or two no's, and then yeah, I'll go through the no's real quick and just look at them, just read them, to reiterate, to repeat it, and you're speaking the word. You're speaking the word in the target language, and you're speaking the word in your language as well, right? And of course, as we all know, we're using the target language side of the card right now for this phase because we're still in the earlier process of just being able to recognize the thing. All right. And then later will become production. We'll get to the production side, at which point you are beginning on your mother tongue or your current language, the base language you're using, and you'll remember how to say and write that in the target language, which is like true memory. True memory. It's actual fluency in little baby steps right off the bat, which is it's exciting, it's beautiful. It will get you pumped. So let's look very briefly at my numbers for today. So I typically expect to take 30 minutes every morning while having my coffee at the coffee shop. But it's getting a little quicker, and I'm getting to like a 20-minute phase. And I'm actually in that time able to run through things again and again and again. So actually yesterday I did not make a video. It was a very busy day, but I did do my studying. Always do it. Make it a habit every day. I don't care if you only take 15 minutes and burn through those cards. You need to look at the dang things. You need to do this every day. If you're not doing it every day, it's a hobby. Hell, it's not even a hobby. A hobby is something that you enjoy doing that you're going to do frequently. Uh, it's like you need to be doing it daily. I'll just say that. You need to do it daily, if for only 10 minutes. Okay. So March 29th, which was yesterday, round one, I got 31 yeses, and that was 14 minutes and 24 seconds. Mind you, these are 50 cards. Round one, 31 yeses. So already about a 62%, well, precisely 62% success rate. Pretty damn good. Round two, so I only had 20. Wow, look at me. How bad is my math? I had 19 no's. And then round two, I went through it and I got 6 more yeses. And then at the end of that, because I only went through it those 2 rounds real quick, it took me 4 minutes 55 seconds that second time, because I was kind of going slowly, allowing myself to think, really digging for it. Like, I can see it. What is this word? What does it mean? And then I did another thing later on in the day because I was in a hurry. So I only took 18 minutes, 19 minutes, and 15 seconds in my morning because I was in a rush. I had a lot going on yesterday, as will be the case of my Saturdays. I got these Saturdays locked in for stuff to do. All right. And then later on, I only went through the no pile. So here's a little thing. Some sort of a divider would be great, but also in a pinch, because I like to mark on the corner of the card the language. I do it on the top right corner because I tend to push the text to the far left so that I can later extend the sentence. But I put it, like in the case of Greek, I put a G in the top right corner, and then my base language that I'm using to study from, in this case, is Spanish. So I put an E in the top right corner, Español, right? So, but what you can do to separate them is you just take the cards, you take your like final no pile. Really, the initial yes pile. All right, so if you go 3 laps, your initial yes pile set that aside, and then all your additional stuff, any additional laps you took after that, put them all into a, like, you know, the greater no pile. All the ones that were giving you trouble from the first lap, mind you. And you take them once you tuck the cards back in your pocket or wherever you're going to put them for storage. Just flip that no pile over so that later flip it over upside down on the same face so that it'll stick out really clearly. You could also flip it to the other language side, but I prefer to just turn it upside down, rotate it like clockwise. And then later you can just pull out the nose and go through those real quick, because there's not going to be that many. There's going to be like, 19, 20. Initially, there'll be a little more. Maybe half of them will be nose from the round one nose. But so anyway, later yesterday when I had a moment, it took me only 7 minutes and 2 seconds to run through all of them. And then all of those, 17 of them were yeses. And then no. I actually I didn't start carefully rotating them and separating them, so I might have run through a couple extra yeses, but 17 yeses, 5 nos. So it was 19 cards. So that means I actually got 14 yeses and 5 nos. But that's pretty good for something that was giving me issues. That's basically 75% success rate, 70% success rate. So when you keep these like no's separate like that, so that throughout your day, when you have 5 minutes when you're on the train, I was even standing up, waiting to start my salsa class, and I was just doing it in my hand. So I was using, my index finger and thumb, obviously, to flip the cards. And then like the yeses, I tucked into my pinky. And then the no's, I would tuck between my middle finger and ring finger. So you can even do that. Yes, no. Keep going through them. Cool. While I had 7 minutes standing up. Didn't even have a table. You don't really need if you're going through all 50 cards, you kind of need a table. But if you're going through 19 cards in this case, you don't really need a table. So furthermore, now today, let's look at my stats. All right. So today, round one, took me 12 minutes and 42 seconds to go through all 50 cards. And I only got 13 wrong. So we're seeing... Yesterday, I went through, it took me about the same amount of time yesterday. Although this time I was 2 minutes faster, but I got more. No, I got more right. So I got more right and I was 2 minutes faster. Because I only got 13 wrong this time, whereas last time I got 19 wrong. So every day you're going to see this growth. Now, round two, when I went through it again, I only got 6 wrong, and it only took me 4 minutes and 38 seconds. So round three took me 2 minutes, and I got 0 wrong. And these were ones that have really been confusing me and giving me problems. Because in one case, when I simplified the cards and made the deck over again, I will return to that first deck, mind you. But some of the initial sentences I had, for example, wait for the bus and take the bus. So now when I just have like she waits, I confuse it with she takes, purely because of what I did before. But that's okay, because it's just memorization. Like, we're going to get past that. It's a little sticky moment right now, but it's going to make me really, really memorize the sounds and associate them with the picture I have in my head of waiting or taking. So visualization is also really important for this entire process. So round three, it only took me 2 minutes, 1 second. I got none wrong. And then I went, all right, cool. Look, it only took me 16, 17, 18, 19 minutes and like 20 seconds. So I went through all my original no's again, like I was talking about a moment ago. and I got 11 correct and 2 wrong, and it only took me an additional 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So that would be my final. Like, this is where you want to get to. You want to go round 1, round 2, round 3. So take 3 laps, and then the final extra lap, you're going to take all your original no piles and go through them all over again. And then when you're picking up and cleaning up and getting ready to go or do something else, flip those cards, separate them, and when you have a moment, go through them later on in the day. Take 7 minutes later when you're going to have 7 minutes. So in those moments when you would normally be like, well, I'm waiting for a doctor appointment, I guess I'll go on Instagram and doom scroll. Like, no, pull your cards out. Pull your cards out and make some magic happen. Let's get that banana, people. Let's do this. So that's it. That's it for today. As you're saying, this is the I'm now building out a more concrete technique and getting faster and faster and faster at it so that I can then add more steps later, and I'll be able to share those steps and show my progress, because this is just like a hobby to me, learning Greek in this case. So I'm not making this my life. It's not I don't spend 2 hours a day on this. I spend 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes. And anything above 25 or 30 minutes is done waiting for the bus or waiting in my Uber, or just those moments when I can't do work. I can't write emails. I can't do anything deeply meaningful. Well, you can do this and it's meaningful. So that's it for today. And yes, get that banana.